But we are underway then at Charlotte for 40 laps of this oval. Toro Takagi makes a good start.
Flavio is right in the middle of the action.
Conway sweeps through on the inside. Tyler Ankrum, Susie Wolf follows him through up to P3 now and challenging for the lead, swarming all over the back of Mike Conway.
That's a green flag racing lap.
They do exist.
It's 3 wide and it's looking a little shaky in that middle lane there.
3 racing laps, Fox.
This is insane, just the amount of cars, the amount of lanes,
Well, they've
just
all...
the amount of colors.
There's the incident at the back of the field. It's a light one. It's Lando Calrissian that's put Catherine Payne into a wall then. Where's our championship leader? Flavio Briatore. He's right in the thick of it with 8. Hamilton Harold Hill, Matt Neal. Are we going to have to recalculate for a completely different type of oval?
Just wait for the pit stops.
And we had an incident further back because there's a car that dropped off the back there. Yep, we have. And Renger Van Sander and that's Eugene.
Was that Flavio?
Don't know. We're about to find out there. Pepe on the left.
Yeah, Flavio's out.
Well, no, he's carried on, thankfully. Heinz Harold Hill has been caught up as is with me.
Oh, there's a big crap.
Left of him.
Louis Spence. I think Keegan Spark might have gotten into Louis Spence, but got into Pepe.
And you had to say it, didn't you, earlier on?
8 is involved.
He is now. Yeah, Bongo Cat just checks up all of a sudden onto the outside lane. Oh, there was already an accident happening behind.
Laura.
So Jinx up. And it was someone trying to get out. Don't tell me. It's Jeff Goldblum. It's Goldblum. We got contact further back. That's Taki Inoue. Keegan Spark and Johnny Schumacher. There's Catherine Payne. Moves to the outside. Takes out Schumacher.
I think Catherine Payne might be out of fuel.
I think she might be there. Keegan Spark and Solo. Yeah, Carl Busch couldn't find his way in it either. This could bring a whole different group of people in. That's 22. That's Jesse Pinkman's out of fuel as well.
This is a fight for the fuel shuffle. She was almost a lap down.
Ooh.
Oh, who's in that?
Oh,
that's Heinz Harold Hill. Oh, that's Renger Van Zanda. Oh, that's Sheldon Creed. Is that one of the leaders?
That's Matt Neal.
Matt Neal. Oh my goodness,
they're playing ping pong out there with Louis Spence.
My goodness.
So it's Jesse Pinkman just ahead. And then that's Heinz Harold Hill that's just been launched. Then he launches the Van der Zanda. Can you do a little stat check? Can you see who won Charlotte last year? Because I've got a funny feeling that it was a masterclass in pit strategy from Liam.
He did. He won last year. You're completely right.
So he is a Charlotte specialist.
Perhaps, yeah.
Liam,
Liam has completely lost it. We thought the race was over. He lost a wheel. It was Attenborough. He took out his own team owner.
It's Richard Attenborough just for no apparent reason. So we'll stay on board with Cecil as Takagi tries to get up alongside Fernando Alonso, but he's not going to find a way to do it. I don't think it's going to be Fernando Alonso at the Charlotte Oval that takes victory from Toro Takagi, Michael Scott. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Foxworth Autosport Fantasy League. It's time for the second half of the season. We're on to round number 6 and we're at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. And alongside me as always is Mr. Foxworth himself. How are you today, my friend?
Doing well. I already forget what happened last time, but new track this season. I think this might be the second new track because we went to Knock Hill International, which was an absolute banger of a race. And so I'm very excited to see how it goes around this high-speed course. A lot of high-speed corners. It's kind of like a roller coaster. Just gotta roll through the corners and make sure you keep up the speed. And yeah, it's gonna be a quick one around here and probably a lot of flash points as well.
It makes me happy you know the term banger. It was an absolute banger. Yeah, it's one of the new tracks along Knock Hill, as you say. It's going to be interesting to see how they go around here. I mean, it's very high speed. It's a track that is suited to Formula cars. So it should be a bit more of a racy race, this one, rather than absolute chaos. But you never quite know. As we saw in Knock Hill, that one took a long time to develop, and then it went from 0 to 100 in a matter of corners. So we'll have to wait and see. So Flavio Briatore leading the way then at the moment. He has since round number 2. Can anyone stop him and El Clasico Racing after Fernando Alonso's win last time out as well, Fox?
Yeah, it's going to be the story of the season. I mean, we're just past halfway here, so if anyone's going to make a move, it's going to have to be soon. So, I mean, that is a tale of two halves. You win it in both halves of the season. So he's won the first half of the season. Let's see if he can finish it out.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Ankrum is only 11 points behind, and that's very easily overturnable in the space of a race. So the gap is closing. I think the Teams Championship is a bit further away. It's 39 points to HWT, and then it's 109 back to UGED, Super Warriors, an extra point back to Falcon Racing. So Teams is looking like a two-horse race at the moment, but as we know from last year, this can change around oh so quickly. And one bad race for those guys at the front, and a very good race for someone else, and that 100-point gap can be closed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always been a crazy series, and it's been a crazy season. We'll see how things shake up. I mean, 8 wasn't even a contender until halfway through the season last year, so let's see if anyone can put on a display here and maybe get a couple podiums and a couple wins. Yeah, we got just under 3 minutes left to go here. Anything can happen in this series, and yeah, it just looks like Susie Wolf might be the class of the field here. Karen Horner's got some work to do. She did secure pole that last time by, so I think everything's going to be dropping. Fuel's going to be dropping, so we'll see who has the last word of this session.
Yeah, absolutely. Flavio Briatore popping himself up to 4th. That would be very handy for him. Can anybody stop him? He needs a bad qualifying, but at the moment, it's looking like a very good one. Yeah, absolutely. I remember testing all the tracks that went into Season 2, and I was pretty certain with the testing that they were all going to be bangers, in your word. So I can't remember why I picked this track, though. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm fairly sure there will be some action from memory.
I think it's one of the only ones that is certified safety-wise to host this series. That's
F1
probably why.
Certification.
Yeah. So that's probably why we chose it. As 8 pops into the top 10 for probably the first time this season. He's been really struggling this season, all the way down in 24th in the championship. So let's see if he can turn around his fortunes today.
Was this where he starts to wind it up again, as he did last year?
Yeah.
He's a sleeper. He's just turning up for a, non-existent paycheck for the first 5 or 6 races. And it's like, right, I guess I better go and start winning now.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. As Van der Zande goes to the front. That's what I was going to ask. The HWT, I love that Tom has got all the same liveries, but it does confuse me a bit as to who's on which team. So which of the 2 cars that are in HWT? Is it Tyler Ankrum and Sheldon Creed?
It is Tyler Ankrum, Sheldon Creed, and then, so an easy way to remember this is Tyler Ankrum and Sheldon Creed are like NASCAR feeder series drivers, and then Renger Van der Zande and Mike Conway are endurance racers.
Got you. So they're Academy, and the American ones are HWTs.
Motors. Yes.
Samuel Jackson has put himself on the front row at the moment, displacing Susie Wolf, so looking good for him. Flavio's dropped to 11th as Louis Spence puts himself up into 8th.
And Samuel Jackson's up in 25th in the championship, which is much higher than he was last season, so but still not really making an impact there. So hopefully he can secure a good position today.
Yeah, I mean, he's not in this series to win races. He's here to win hearts and minds with his antics on track.
Oh, Tyler Ankrum secures the last second pole there.
Well, that would be exactly what our current second place man in the championship would need. So he's currently out qualifying Flavio Briatore by 13 places. So, yeah, very timely lap there, and a good lap, almost half a tenth quicker than Van der Zande. Nearly into the 24s there.
And everyone's flying out here. Of course, Formula 3 does race on these circuits, and so These cars are quite suited for this track.
I should be enjoying. Oh, what's
Ooh,
going on with Karen Horner?
Yeah, it's Karen Horner and someone else crashing in the background.
Oof, they're all going on. I think I might have... Something, a trigger point just went off in my head. I think I remember where the flashpoint was, Fox. I think it's the last two corners.
Couldn't possibly
Takagi, what are you doing? He's trying to get into the pit lane.
Oh, there it goes. Was that Pepe in the background again?
Pepe?
Slamming into the Pepe?
Oh, yeah, it's Pepe and Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah, go back just a tiny bit. You'll see him do the spa.
he still hasn't learned. Ah, there's the pit lane. That's not the pit lane, Pepe. What
Jesse
are you
Pinkman
doing?
calls him in.
Oh, nearly. That's going to be a yellow flag at the final corner then, which will stop anybody improving. There's Katayama and Flavio in the background. Oh, they're all Oh, what are you doing, lads? Oh dear.
Not happy with their qualifying performance, it seems. Starting on pole today is Tyler Ankrum, our second place in the championship. The pole has been kind of a curse in this series, but we'll see if he can convert it from flag to flag here, like Ayrton Senna did last season in Imola. And we got Renger van de Zande, an ancillary teammate, Tom Bryant's Motorsport, HWT Motorsport Academy. We've got Samuel Jackson with a fantastic qualifying performance, usually in the back half of the field, but maybe he can turn around his fortunes. Then we got Susie Wolf, David Attenborough, Catherine Payne, Michael Scott, Han Solo, another top 10 performance. He's third in the championship, so maybe he can pick up some points on Flavio, but of course Tyler's right ahead of him, so he's going to have to do some work if he wants to get this championship lead. And we got Heinz Harold Hill. He was race winner in race 1, and he's all the way down in 21st. Can he really turn around his season in the second half? We'll have to see. We got Johnny Schumacher's teammate right side by side in the top 10, so it could be a good day for 8th as a new first racing. And we got Louis Spence, 8th, another champion from last season that just hasn't had a season that he wanted. Can he turn it around today? And then we got Fuku, championship leader Flavio Briatore, Lando Calrissian, Alan Carr, Bongo Cat, Jesse Pinkman, who was like last place in his award. And we got Ukio Katayama, Cecil, Toru Takagi, Keegan Spark, Liam Bridesmaid. He was top 3 just a few races ago, and he's fallen out of the top 10, so he'll have to make up some positions today if he wants to get back into the championship hunt. Then we got Kyle Busch, Fook Mi, Pepe, Enrique Lara, Karen Horner, Fernando Alonso, teammate of Flavio Briatore, also a race winner last time out. We'll see if he can follow it up. Then we got Sheldon Creed, Jeff Goldblum, Take Inoue, UJ Ide, Matt Neal, Mike Conway, and Richard Attenborough rounding us off.
Yeah, as you say, it's pole position for Tyler Ankrum. It's exactly what he needs, and with Flavio down in 14, as you said, Han Solo's in the top 10 as well, so chance for people to make up some ground, but every time we thought Flavio Briatore was out of things, he's found his way through. I remember Bathurst, where he started 7th or 8th, and he was up to about 2nd within 2 or 3 laps, so he's been very good at making his way through the field and staying out of trouble, so yeah, Tyler Ankrum's going to need a good start and, as you say, break that curse of the pole position this season. Okay, the engines are on then. We're getting ready to get underway for round number 6. It will be Tyler Ankrum that will get us away from pole position. Good start, Tyler Ankrum. Van der Zande is looking to get alongside into turn 1, has to concede and will follow through, and then it's Samuel Jackson and Susie Wolf going side by side into turn 1. Samuel Jackson holds that one, and we'll see if there's any contact through turn 1. There's a few little scraps and scrapes going on, but looks like everybody is through as they head up towards turn 2 then. And it's Van der Zande looking to make a move down the outside of Tyler Ankrum. Looks like he'll have to concede that one though. He will try it around the outside though, as David Attenborough and Susie Wolf go side by side. And these two ancillary teammates are still fighting all the way down the pit straight.
No team orders today, apparently. Renger van der Zande is a little mad that he's at the bottom of the field, but his teammate's up in 2nd, so it's a very curious decision by Tom Bryant not to enforce team orders here.
It is. There's been a few cars caught up. Actually, they're okay at the back of the field. Probably just shuffling their way through. But it is Van der Zande that has taken the lead then, and it's Samuel Jackson now on the hunt in P3.
Yeah, it looks like all clean. A couple side-by-sides to that corner. Don't know what the corner name is or number, but it's a corner. And then
it's the corner number after the number before, if that helps.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, clarifies it. Flavio Briatore's going side-by-side to the final corner. Is this going to be a flashpoint? He's stuck behind 8 here. Is he going to get shuffled out here? Looks like he's managed to make his way back into position. He's gained 1 position off the start here.
Yep, gets shuffled back. Louis Spence forcing his way through into the final corner. And it's 8 going defensive now from Louis Spence. And they keep positions as they are then. So there's a few battles going on further back. Liam Bridesmaid and Enrique Lara. Battling away. Actually, it's Enrique Lara and Karen Horner fighting there. But everybody got through cleanly so far.
It's going for a dive bomb, or that's defensive actually on Louis Spence, and I think Louis Spence is going to have the better traction out of this corner down the straight.
Yep, it is. I thought something might happen behind, but we'll have a look then. So they're almost bumping wheels as they come down towards turn 4. And Louis Spence will just about keep ahead. And the 2 Ansari teammates are at it again. Tyler Ankrum coming back at Van der Zande now.
This is sending me flashbacks to the Formula 3 race just last year or 2 years ago, where 2 teammates were fighting for the lead in the Premas, and they took each other out. So we'll have to see if we have a repeat here.
Yep, I think Tom will be looking behind Hidden Hands at the moment. Let's see, Hidden Hands, that's not his phrase. You know what I mean? Behind his hands.
His head is in his hands, is
behind
the phrase.
Hidden Hands, you wouldn't be hiding behind anything. Yeah.
The invisible hand of the economic system.
Exactly, that's definitely what I was going for there. Oh, they're still fighting here. So Van der Zande going on defensive very early, and this is allowing everybody to bunch back up behind them. So who we got in this lead group? We've got Samuel Jackson, David Attenborough, Susie Wolf, Catherine Payne, Michael Scott, Han Solo, Heinz Hill, and Johnny Schumacher. There's a really close battle behind as well. Look at the train of these cars. There's Flavio.
Oh! 3 wide. Oh, he got hit by 8 there.
No, he lost the rear, I think.
Involved in the crash.
And now he's getting dive bombed from behind from Fukyu. This is not what Flavio needed. He's looking a bit ragged out here as the battle for the lead continues between these 2. Great stuff. So Van der Zande defending to the inside. Ankrum round the outside. Will look to hold it. They'll still side by side. Now Ankrum gets the move done round the outside then and back into the lead. This is great racing so far. Yeah, so he's got to be careful though, because he's going 3 wides. He tries to get down the inside of 8.
Well, he's making his statement there, but I think 8's going to have the better traction out of this turn. And down the straight, he's slipstreaming Louis Spence, so I don't know who's going to come on top at the end of the straight.
Ooh!
Oh, it's 8. 8 loses it randomly.
That's the same kind of shuffle we saw from Flavio Briatore 1 lap ago, a bit earlier in the lap. And yeah, they're really pushing out there. And as soon as they get offline, they're losing the back end quite easily. And Van der Zande is back in the lead then, so Tyler Ankrum looking to attack again. And this battling has actually allowed the rest of the chain to catch up. And I think we are nose to tail throughout the field. It's just UJ Ide and Matt Neal that have dropped off a little bit. And that's Rich Attenborough and Jeff Goldblum. Really need to try and make some moves. So, big winner at the moment. Pepe up 5 places to 21st. Big loser, Liam Bridesmaid and Katayama both down 3 at the moment. Then Jeff Goldblum going incredibly defensive from Richard Attenborough.
We'll have to watch Pepe and see if he can make the pit entry. If he does that, I think he might have a good day today.
Yes, but that is the worry. Unsurprisingly. So Jeff Goldblum looking to make a move down the inside. Attenborough going incredibly defensive. Is he going to go too deep? And Jeff Goldblum cut back down onto the inside. No, he just about makes it stick then. And that's Fernando Alonso and Mike Conway battling away. Alonso down 2, so not a good day for El Clasico at the moment. Where's the other HWT car? Sheldon Creed. He's just ahead in 29th, so Tyler Ankrum is the one that's going to have to try and make up those points, and he's dropping a little bit away from Van der Zande.
I wonder if that was going defensive somewhere along the track and was losing some time. But yeah, Van der Zande didn't go defensive at all, so maybe he's broken away enough to possibly kind of get a run here.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Tyler Ankram's probably defending from Samuel Jackson, and that's holding him up a little bit as he goes to the inside to defend here. So this could be Van der Zande's chance to break away.
And if Van der Zande wins, he could quite possibly go up into the top 15.
Yeah,
the,
that's
back of the field.
That's how quickly it can change. And 100 points is a big championship shift for anybody. Yeah, Flavio's up 2 now then, so he's up to 12th. He's got himself past 8. And now have a look at the back of Louis Spence. But there's nowhere to go too quickly because every car you're attacking has the tow from the car in front at the moment. So it's going to be slow progress until the stops, I think, or unless something starts happening. With the cars this close, it's just going to take one of them to lose the back end, as we've already seen with Flavio and 8 on 2 separate occasions. As we saw in Knock Hill as well. It's just going to take one incident to catch up a lot of cars. But Louis Spence and Johnny Schumacher. It's Louis Spence up into the top 10 then. Johnny Schumacher will try and fight this one back around the outside.
Bring Flavio into this battle here for the top 10.
Yeah, he's just continuing to go about his business, isn't he? And made up a few places, keeping out trouble. And, it's not going to be that big a shift, even if Tyler Ankram won, which he's currently not doing, as he's defending from Samuel Jackson in second at the moment.
Yeah, I believe that he would lose the championship lead, but not by much.
No, but it would mean the first change of championship leader since round 2, so that would be a big shift. So, oh, we've got some pitters. I thought they were, they're losing the back end.
Yeah, those tires are screaming for a break.
Indeed, and interesting on the pit strategy here then. So not that many cars coming in on the first stop. So it's Louis Spence, Johnny Schumacher, Katayama, Pepe, Enrique Lara, Sheldon Creed, and Taki Inui that are making the stops early on them. And that normally doesn't work out too well. And Tyler Ankram is defending from Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson's defending from David Attenborough. And that gap out front is now 2.3 seconds as these guys continue to fight.
So as Rage would say, it's a classic 3-way.
He would, yeah. And now you've said it. But yeah, this is not helping out Tyler Ankram, or is it? You know, is he knows that he just needs a decent points finish. Is he maybe trying to help out the academy team by allowing Van der Zande to get away?
Yeah, it's a team sport. I mean, top 3 positions pay out, and if you can get your teammates up into the top 3, then maybe this is a 1,000 IQ play from Tom to maybe get some extra money.
Indeed. Looks like, yeah, Van der Zande's coming in. Ankram's coming in. So we are going to see the second round of stops now then. Will anybody take the risk and stay out?
None so far. Where's Fukmi? She usually is the one that does the crazy strategies.
She has pitted them. So Van der Zande is in. And we'll see
everyone's in.
How the pit crews do. We've seen quite a lot of variability with the stops this season. And this is going to put us right... Oh, and yet... Oh no, Van der Zande was leading. But Samuel Jackson is. Tyler Ankram's in trouble here. He's not moving.
This is a lot of... And Flavio's going to go ahead of him. And as long...
And Tyler Ankram. Well. What has happened with that stop?
How long was that stop? Where's Tyler Ankram? It was... Where is he?
He's 13th, 14th.
35-second stop. An extra... almost an extra 10 seconds to some of the quick guys.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened, whether he picked up some damage in that battle with Van der Zande early on. They were side by side for a number of laps, but that is disastrous for him. Flavio Briatore is now in 5th position. How does he keep doing this?
This man, I would have expected like a crash gate or something, but there's no safety cars. Like, he's just figuring it out somehow. Like, I don't know what he's doing, but yeah.
He's using all those years of racing experience from the pit wall.
I guess, yeah, he's calling, making the calls finally, and no, I don't know what Dan has changed about his team formula this season, but yeah, Flavio was like a non factor last season. He's just been dominating these strategy calls. Not even dominating. He's just been consistent.
Yeah, and they've obviously got that pit crew working really well. It seems to be such a big factor this season. It is one of the changes to the AI. Is there's a bit more variability in the pit stops, and that's really hurt some people and won out for a lot of people. Michael Scott, another person with a slow stop, along with Foucault. Catherine Payne down a few positions because of a 32-second stop as well. And that's really shaking things back up now as everybody seems to be fighting that little bit harder. That's Foucault and Cecil fighting for 17th and 18th then.
There's only so many more stops here. You got to make your moves while you can.
Yeah, so I think we are finally going to hit that 2-stop limit of nicely. Well, it'll be of a close run thing between the 1 and the 2 stop, depending on how much fuel they can save.
It looks like no one has saving in mind right now as Flavio goes down the inside of Han Solo, or probably more likely Han Solo's going around the outside of Flavio.
Yeah, Flavio's really struggling here. He's been passed by Louis Spence on this lap, and now Han Solo is looking to make a move around the inside.
So one thing that you have to remember about equal cars is as soon as you get out of shape, everyone is going to have a chance to pass you. So it's as Han Solo is going to fall a couple positions here from that failed pass. So once you try to go for that move, if you don't finish it, then you're going to be vulnerable.
Did you pay him to demonstrate that? Because that was too well timed. That's exactly what happened. He got out of shape and immediately lost almost 3 positions because of it, as Johnny Schumacher now tries to make a move around the outside of Catherine Payne, and does. And that's Flavio ahead, defending incredibly early from Alan Carr now has worked his way up to 7th place, up 9 positions. And those pit stops have really changed the order. So what can you see now that things have settled down a little bit after the pit stops?
Well, of course, the biggest loser is probably Tyler Ingram, although Susie Wolf has lost 16 places and Tyler Ingram's lost 12. But yeah, we got big gainers of Pepe going up 11th, so he did find the pit lane, thankfully. And yeah, a lot of people are up 8 or 9 positions. Flavio, Alan Carr, we got Enrique Lara up 6, Taki Niue up 8, so quite a few gainers and quite a few big losers.
Yeah, absolutely, as these battles seem to have got a bit more ferocious since the pit stops. That's Han Solo trying to make his way back past 8. Can't do it that time around. We've got Enrique Lara and Susie Wolf going wheel to wheel. Susie Wolf, as you say, trying to recover. Now we can see the bottom end of that board as well. Karen Horner down 8. Jeff Goldblum down 4. Fernando Alonso, crucially, for El Clasico down 4 as well in those pit stops. What's quite interesting, Fox, is the guys that pitted a lap early all seem to have gained.
Yeah, that is kind of counterintuitive to what we usually see. Usually the undercut, you get on heavy fuel and you struggle to kind of make up lap time. But yeah, it's quite an interesting turn of events right now.
Yeah, because Louis Spencer's up 6. Johnny Schumacher's the only one that stayed where he is. Catillon was up 5. Pepe up 11, Enrique Lara up 7, Taki Inoue up 8. So yeah, that really has worked out for them. And maybe just bucking the trend here as we've got a mighty battle going on still between 8 and Han Solo.
2 championship contenders side by side, or last season championship contenders, I should say.
It's all kicking off back here in the midfield.
Yeah, and the cool thing about this series is that midfield changes race to race. It's equal AI. It just all depends on your qualifying performance and just how pit stops land.
Yeah, absolutely. Karen Horner is 3 seconds off the back of the pack.
Yeah, might have some damage there. Her wing is going back and forth, so it looks like a loose wing.
Yeah, front wing somewhere.
I feel like this is probably going to take like 3 hours, but
probably. I just thought if we see it quickly. Maybe.
Yeah, it's probably... No, I think she might already have it here.
Yeah, moving all over the place then. And really struggling. So, that's the first casualty of the race.
Heinz Harold Hill has made it up quite a few places here, so maybe he is getting his season on track today.
Yeah, he's up 5, and with Tyler Ankrum struggling, he's currently probably the furthest forward of the top few, isn't he? As Samuel Jackson defends from David Attenborough, looking to make a move around the outside.
Well, you got to remember, Heinz Harold Hill is down in 21st.
Oh, is he?
He's really fallen off this season. So
I just presumed because of the win early on that he was up there, but there you go.
yeah,
so.
those race wins are really helpful. But I mean, yeah, he's only gained 56 points since that race.
Wow, how the mighty have fallen. He is a race winner in the Foxworth Autosport Fantasy. He's got that on his CV anyway. So Tyler Ankrum recovering from that bad pit stop. I think he's made his way past Katayama, and now looking to find a way past Jesse Pinkman. As Jesse Pinkman getting a bit detached from the group ahead, so Tyler Ankrum will want to try and get this move done to start making some progress.
Yeah, it's going to be crucial for him to make up any places he can, because right now it's going to be a Flavio Briatore second half domination here if Han Solo and Tyler Ankrum don't have anything to say about it.
Yeah, well, we are, I think, going to have a second stop. So, considering how much that shook up the order the first time, apart from Van der Zande, who now leads by almost 6 seconds, now that the guys behind are fighting, yeah, we could still see it all change around again. But a little way to go before that second stop as this battle continues between Attenborough and Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, and it's great to see 2 of the bottom 3 drivers in the championship up in the top 3 here. So could really change up the championship picture here. Well, not championship picture, but it'll shoot some drivers up the order that weren't there before and kind of cause that accordion effect of kind of everyone squeezing back together.
Yep, exactly. It's starting to happen. And we can see a lot of changes in the championship after this one, I think. Oh, as Attenborough gets forced out wide by Samuel Jackson. And just about keeps hold of the car and stays ahead of Heinz Harold Hill then. Flavio continues to defend from this almighty train. He's trying to hold on to his ill-gotten gains, Fox.
I mean, I think he's earned it. This
I know. It's just a phrase. I wasn't accusing him of anything. And,
I mean, a lot of people have, so I mean...
Very true. I mean, I still don't 100% trust that there wasn't something going on there. But...
We might have to do an investigation after this season into the team, just to make sure everything is kosher.
And it turns out that one of the wheelmen down at HWT is Flavio Briatore's son. No idea how that slipped through the net. And as usual, they're scrapping all the way back to the back of the field. These points could matter. You never know.
Yeah, every point matters in this series. I mean, last season literally came down to the final corner of the final lap before the champion was decided. So every point can matter.
Absolutely. Louis Spencer's pitted. That's why he's disappeared off my radar. And I think we've got the second round of stops starting now then. So
it's going to be close to make it here.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's going to be close between a 2 and a 3 stop. I think these are all the guys that stopped the first time around a lap early. So although there seems a few more than that this time.
Yeah, I think quite a few saw that benefit of the undercut and maybe they're trying it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see how that works out. We'll keep an eye on them as this battle continues then between Samuel Jackson and David Attenborough.
Where's Flavio? He was in this battle, was he not?
Yeah, he's defending behind from this group.
I guess someone pitted from that group, right?
Yes, the guy missing from that is Louis Spence.
Okay.
I was pitted a lap early. So we should see Van der Zande come in now then.
A 10-second gap. He has a lot of leeway on this stop to retain the lead here.
Yeah, absolutely. So into the pit. This is one of the better pit lane cameras we've had. I like it when it's set up like this so we can actually see them all come in.
Absolutely. You can actually do custom cams that can do this every time.
You can, but you'd have to set them up on each track, and I'd have to bring up the UI to switch between them, and
Yeah.
that would just ruin the experience. Anyway, so Van der Zande, one more job for his pit crew. They get him back out comfortably. 28 seconds stop. They are slick today down at HWT, or that side of the HWT garage anyway.
Yeah,
Tyler Ankrum
Ankrum comes in.
So it's a slow stop for Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel Jackson is still stationary. It looks like a slow stop for Tyler Ankrum again as well. They've not fixed their issues. I don't know if it's a wheel gun issue. Down there.
Might have to do some investigation. That's 2 slow stops for them. That's very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, and he's
He's up in 5th.
he is indeed. He's got back out comfortably ahead of the guys he was fighting as well. So
You're looking for him to be on the back of Heinz Harold Tail, Louis Spence, and David Attenborough in a few laps.
yes, it's a 39-second stop for Samuel Jackson. It's dropped him to 19th place. Tyler Ankrum has dropped a 33-second stop, another slow stop, down 24 places now to 25th from pole position. That curse continues, Fox. You were right.
Yeah, it's dumbfounding. I don't know what to say. It's just such an unfortunate thing for Tyler Ankrum. He had such a good day. He did everything he needed to on track, and his pit crew just let him down.
Yeah, it's we see it all so often in Formula 1, and we see it in the Fantasy League, that when those mistakes start to sneak into the garage, they are infectious. And one stop after another, that has happened. And once again, those guys that have stopped a lap early, apart from Johnny Schumacher doesn't seem to be able to make that strategy work. He's still not gained a single position. But Louis Spence is put up to 3rd place, and Pepe is now up 14 places on that alternate strategy to 12th.
So I guess Johnny Schumacher got the Johnny Herbert side of the deal for the in-laps and out-laps, because Michael Schumacher was famous for his ability to do in-laps and out-laps.
Yeah, apparently so. That's the Herbert side of the brain takes over for in and outs, and Schumacher does the rest. Which is the wrong way round, but with that kind of brain splicing, I'm not sure you can decide which bit uses which.
I mean, I would probably suggest that someone just do Michael Schumacher. I feel like he's all around better driver, but obviously Johnny Herbert is a fantastic driver, but I don't know if anyone really stacks up to Michael Schumacher.
Everybody needs a bit of Herbert in them. They do say that when Herbert and Schumacher were teammates, that's where Schumacher really found the next level, copying the master that was Johnny Herbert.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm sure you did. It's a well-known fact. Just like Martin Brundle will claim about Senna.
I mean, there's actually a lot of proof that Martin Brundle was the best kind of teammate to Schumacher and Senna, just because he was able to not let them get into his head. Just drove his own race, and obviously he wasn't as quick as them, but he just didn't. He was a good teammate. Didn't let it get to him.
Yep, I think you're right. You need to be mentally strong with that. You didn't necessarily have the pace of them, but if you can not be affected by the other person in the garage, then it's half the battle.
And hopefully we're seeing that with Sergio Perez this season. Welcome to the Formula Fun podcast.
So Samuel Jackson trying to make up for lost time after those issues. Same with Tyler Ankrum, trying to dive bomb Bongo Cat. It's a brave man that tries that. And they're all still nose to tail, but that's far from the picture in this one. As Tyler Ankrum's teammate, Sheldon Creed, didn't think he'd be winning the battle of HWT today, now sees himself with a chance.
Yeah, I'm sure that he would rather be fighting for the lead of this thing and not for 25th place.
Oh,
but,
absolutely. And HWT
a win's a win in the team battle, of course.
Oh, it's all going off back here then. So this is Fernando Alonso trying to make his way past Liam. Fernando Alonso down 2, Liam down 7. Bad races for those, but not quite as bad as Susie Wolf ahead, who's down 25 places. was hoping for a decent top 10. There's Matt Neal and Jeff Goldblum battling away, two people we've not really mentioned today. And that's why they're 33rd and 34th.
Yeah, it's a real shame. I mean, I guess at least Jeff Goldblum has been taking out the field. But yeah, it's kind of been a shame to see such Season 1 staples as them just kind of struggling this whole year.
Yep. I mean, Jeff Goldblum's brought us plenty of excitement.
It's actually 14th. It's not doing terribly.
Oh, there you go. It's like how well we thought the Attenboroughs did last year and they didn't.
Yeah.
Same with Jeff Goldblum this year. We thought he was doing terribly. He's actually doing okay. Although not today. So the question is, with 3 laps to go then, will those guys that stopped a lap early have to stop? Will the whole field have to stop again?
Yeah, it's gonna be very close on fuel here for the people that pitted early, but I think it should be fine for the people that pitted a lap later. But we'll have to see. I think, like I mentioned before, I think they have to have a lap of fuel for the cool down lap. So even if they could make it to the end and like run out of fuel on the line, I think something in their coding makes them pit for that extra lap of fuel.
Okay, so there is definitely some risk from those guys that pitted a lap early then. It's really worked for them strategy-wise. Pepe and Fook, you getting incredibly close there. Pepe will brave it around the outside. I'm watching this on board with Michael Scott, who's 14th, down 7 places so far today.
A lot of people that needed some points today have just been shuffled down the order, unfortunately.
Well, that's motor racing as Pepe gets out of shape, and now Michael Scott, who's been patient, will have a look down the inside. Lando Calrissian will get interested as well. Pepe's a bit ragged.
Hold on to it, Pepe.
God, I hope he doesn't have to pit.
Yeah.
Stuck on the outside.
I think he just got pushed into the grass there by Michael Scott's dive bomb. That's an unconventional overtaking place, but whenever you get out of shape, I mean, it's move or don't get a position, you know.
Well, absolutely. You put one foot wrong here, and that could be you losing 7 or 8 points. It really do be like that. So Johnny Schumacher looking to make a move. He's going to go down the middle of the pair of them there. As Alan Carr and 8 battling away. Alan Carr up 9 places today.
It looks like that Schumacher side of the plane, the Schumacher side of the brain has finally kicked in as he's gained 2 position.
Yeah. He's being patient. As Cecil and Keegan Spark, Keegan's driver, going wheel to wheel. 2 drivers that have made steady progress today. Keegan up 5, Cecil up 2. So it's not the worst day at the office. So who will we be expecting? Louis Spence is the front guy on the alternate strategy as we go on to the
final lap
of the race. So it does look like they're all going to be okay for stopping again. So
we'll see. They might throw it into the pit lane, which I don't know if that's a shorter run to the line.
It might be. Where's the line? There it is. Maybe. I hope they don't. They should be able to make it.
That'd be quite interesting.
So Van Zander continues on his merry way after that incredible battle with Tyler Ankrum for the first few laps. He came out on top. And
what a race from Ranger Van Zander. It's been absolute domination. Again, the pole curse strikes, but man, Ranger Van Zander saw an opportunity. He was last in the championship, and now he's going to be flying up the order. We'll see if he can make a push for the championship.
Yeah, it's definitely not finished in the lower end of the top 10. No, that's Han Solo looking down the inside of Jesse Pinkman. And,
these drivers are more courteous than Formula 1 drivers.
I know. Who'd have thought that after the first few races?
Yeah.
So it's going to be Van Zander that rounds the final corner to round off a dominant display and take his maiden win in the Foxworth Autosport Fantasy League and takes the victory round the Red Bull Ring for round number 6. It's Louis Spence on that alternate strategy that's found himself from 10th all the way up to the podium that will come across the line in 2nd place. Then it's David Attenborough, Heinz Howard Hill, Flavio. Oh, how does he keep doing it? I don't know. And then this battle's still going on then. It's going to be Alan Carr in 6th, but 8 and Johnny Schumacher fighting all the way to the line. It will be 8 in 7th, Johnny Schumacher in 8th.
8th is the new 1st and 8th.
It finally came true. It had to happen at some point, right? As Jesse Pinkman. The race is over, mate. Don't dive on people. Han Solo rounds off the top 10 then. Then it's Ukyo Katayama, Fukyu, Michael Scott, Lando Calrissian, Pepe, Enrique Lara, Keegan Spark, Cecil, Catherine Payne, Hook Me, round off the top 20. Then Samuel Jackson. What could have been for Samuel Jackson today? What are they doing? Are we now going to get all the fights and the battles after the flag has already fallen?
Some people might be out of fuel.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Pole Bush is P22, then it's Take Inoue, Tyler Ankrum. Had pole... Ooh. I'm not quite sure what they're doing.
They might be a little bit mad about the race. I don't know. There might be a little rivalry forming between Samuel Jackson and Take Inoue.
They've been told they're going to be fed for the first time this season. They're all battling back for an Austrian sausage. Sheldon Creed finishes just behind his teammate, but it's a bad day for HWT then. And Tora Takagi is P26, and then it's Bongo Cat, Mike Conway, Susie Wolf, another one that really suffered in the pit stops today. There's a lot of work for your pit crew down there, Fox, ahead of the next race. Liam Bridesmaid, P30, then it's Fernando Alonso, Richard Attenborough, Matt Neal, Jeff Goldblum, UJ Ide, and with that, the only incident of the race, I think, Karen Horner rounds off the grid.
Yeah, bad day for Team Principals. There was quite a possibility of getting some good points, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe Charity just isn't winning this year.
Apparently not. Although there's a long way to go, so we don't know. But it's looking like Flavio Briatore is going to... Well, he will retain his lead of the championship. What happens with the rest, we will work that out and leave you with the scores at the end of round number 6 then.
So after that round, we got Flavio Briatore really extending his lead in the Drivers' Championship. It looked like a day where Tyler Ankrum was going to have supremacy, but his pit crew let him down. Han Solo also losing out to Flavio Briatore a bit, but it's really closing up for that P2, and again, it's within that 100 points, so they could easily jump to the lead in any given race weekend. Then we got Louis Spence, who's coming up the order, and Fernando Alonso, after his heights of last race, has fallen down a bit. Tor Takagi's up in 6th. Then we got Michael Scott, I believe, a new entrant into the top 10. We got Sheldon Creed, Ukyo Katayama, and Heinz Harold Hill makes a return to the top 10. And then our race winner, Renger van de Zande, goes from last to 22nd.
Well, that shows you what a race win is worth. And, a bad race for Flavio and a win for any of that top 10. And all of a sudden that gap doesn't look quite so unassailable. So it's not over yet with 4 rounds to go. But Flavio doing exactly what he needed. And, could have been Tyler Ankrum's day, but for his pit crew. I'm sure Tom would be having words down there.
And in the Teams Championship, El Clasico Racing remains supreme this season. So Flavio's really putting in the work, and of course Fernando Alonso's down in 5th, so he's putting in work as well. HWT has fallen off a bit, but they're only 77 points back. And Falcon Racing Team is in 3rd, another one of Dan's teams, so last season was Rage domination, and it's looking like Dan might be dominating this season. And we got UJ Ide Super License Warriors, loves a bit of length, Pepsi Haters, Danger Cars by Take Inoue, Team RV, Memes to the Moon, and Fox's Wet Dream. So we got a mix of new and old, and yeah, it's good to see Dan doing well, and we'll have to see how this second half goes for the Teams Championship.
Yeah, it's looking like a Dan versus Tom battle in both, isn't it? With Dan fighting with 2 teams in the Team Championship, but it's looking like that at the moment, but it just takes one bad race for those teams to get one of those in the top 10 back in the picture. So
yeah, I think 8 was like around 22nd after his first win, so we could really see Renger van de Zande have a couple podiums here and maybe another win and really shoot up the order and just be another championship contender. So don't count anyone out yet.
Well, if you're going by that logic, 8th is 20th, so he's 2 places further up, so he's looking even more ominous this season.
That's true, yeah. I mean, we got Daytona Road coming up next, Donington, Indy Oval, and Road America. So we got a new half oval, half road course, and then we got Donington, which of course has that flashpoint in the chicanes, and we've got an Indy Oval, which is going to be chaos no matter what because it's an oval, and then we of course got Road America. So there's a lot of up in the air what's going to happen in these next couple rounds. So anything can happen. So don't tune out. We'll have to see if Flavio can hold on to his lead.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It's 4 tracks. I mean, Daytona's the only unknown in that, but I'm pretty sure there's plenty of opportunity for things to switch around in those final 4 races, with them being the tracks. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But that is going to be it for round number 6, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, Fox, as always, for joining me, and we'll catch you again next time in Daytona.